just barely are we back. But we're back nonetheless. Thank you so much for joining as always. If you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you will miss nothing coming from the channel. Alright, so we're here to do some makeup, and I'm going to tell you about that time I almost died on my birthday trip or whatever. So this should be fun. So I already have on my primer and my rose water from Pat McGrath, so I'm going to head into my eyebrows. Also, I spent a lot of time in the sun, so my foundation may be a little off. Don't worry about it. Probably going to speed this part up because, as y'all know, I cannot talk and do my brows, so I'll tell y'all what had happened when I get back. Okay? Well, let me tell y'all what happened. So I went on a cruise for my 36th birthday to Bimini, which is in the Bahamas. So the cruise is going great. We're sailing, whatever. We make it to the port, Bimini, and we hop off the boat. Now initially I wanted to rent a golf cart and drive to a different beach that was less touristy, kind of further down the island. Unfortunately, all the golf carts were sold out, so we had to go to the beach that was right there at the port, which, I mean, it was still a beautiful beach, but not the one I wanted to go to. But that's neither here nor there. We were in a cabana because the sun was like doing a lot. So everyone's getting prepared to go in the water. My niece is putting their floaties on. I'm taking off my cover up, fixing things, whatever, you know. You know how that goes. Also, I think I'm going to start doing my eyes first. Don't judge me. So anyway, the kids are finally prepared to go in the water. So my sister kind of hangs back because she's with my little niece who really can just play in the waves as they crash or whatever. My older niece, Ava, is kind of self-sufficient. She can play, you know, in the waves a little bit further. Me, typically when I go in the ocean, I like the water to come about here when I'm flat-footed. So that is typically how I measure when I go in the ocean. I don't go in the ocean where I can't touch the bottom and just kind of hang out. That's not my thing. So I head out. My niece and sister are a little ways behind me. I also judge like where I'm going by the people around me. So there were some little kids out ahead of me. So I'm just going, right? I get a good ways out there. The amount of people that are out that far start to thin out. So I'm like, okay, let me check where I am in the water. So I stand up and the water's like mid-tit area. So I'm good. I'm like, okay, I can go out a little bit further. Literally 5 or 6 seconds after I check to see like if I can reach the bottom and where the water is, I go to check again and the bottom of the ocean is nowhere to be found. So I'm like, okay, went a little bit too far out, not a problem. Let's just turn around and head back. Mind you, there are 2 little kids like within arm's reach of me just chilling. What was I saying? So I realized that I had went too far and I needed to turn around and turn back. Not a big deal, like I can swim, I just don't like to be out where I can't reach the bottom. So I turn around to go back, and initially I'm just kind of like doggy paddling to get back, not really like all out swimming. So I doggy paddle for a little while and I make 0 progress. Like not any closer toward the shore, nothing. So I'm like, okay. And up until this point in my life, I've never tried to get somewhere in water and just not made any progress at all. So it was a bit jarring, but not really, because I was like, well, I was just doggy paddling. I wasn't really like swimming hard trying to get somewhere. So I didn't really think too much of it in the moment. Since I wasn't making any progress, I was like, okay, so I guess I'm just gonna have to like swim to, get back. I had on a sun hat because duh, and it was like falling in my eyes and really just being in the way. So I had to take that off because I couldn't see where I was trying to go. And so I start to swim toward the shore. And this is like kicking, arms, everything, like all out swimming, putting in a lot of energy. I do this for a little while, no progress. None. Like I'm literally in the same spot, not able to reach the bottom, and getting fatigued very quickly. So at this point, in my head I'm like, I think I might be in trouble. Because I can't reach the bottom. I also cannot get back closer to the shore, which is where I'm trying to go. And I'm getting increasingly tired by the second. So I'm like, if I keep trying to swim this hard, I'm going to tire myself out and be under the sea with Ariel. And I wasn't trying to do that. So I was like, let me flip on my back and see if I could like kind of backstroke in to the shore. I'm not sure why I thought that would work when swimming full force didn't, but whatever. So I flip over on my back and try to like casually glide toward the shore, and honestly rest a little bit because I was tired from swimming or trying to swim super hard towards the shore. So I'm on my back for a little while, and this wave comes and just over my whole face, up my nose, in my mouth, just the worst thing that could happen at the time. So I immediately flip back over and like start coughing and spitting, getting all the. It was like the saltiest water. I know it was salt water, but good, like. The amount of salt in the water was just ridiculous. So when the wave came and washed the water in my nose and mouth, that is when I almost started to panic. But I told myself, if you panic, you're gonna die. Because panicking is probably the worst thing you can do in the situation that I was in. So, luckily I was able to hold it together and not panic. I'm not really sure how long I was out there doing this, because the little kids that were next to me, when I first initially thought like, oh no, I might be in trouble because I can't reach the bottom and I can't get back, they just kind of disappeared. So I was like, okay. So I was out there by myself, and I wasn't really sure what to do. I started to float for a little while just to kind of get some energy back, because when I was swimming all out, my arm started cramping up. It was just not looking great for you, girl. So I'm floating, trying not to panic, and trying to get my energy up to like try to make some progress towards the shore. And I don't know if you've ever been in the ocean, not unable to touch the bottom, but just floating there is very unsettling. But I had to because I was tired, because I was swimming and not making it anywhere. So my arm is like still hurting from earlier. So I'm doing this like kind of half swim stroke weird situation. So I end up kind of going diagonally toward the shore instead of directly where I had come from. And like after a few seconds of like struggling to get some sort of rhythm to try to swim, I feel like a current pushed me toward the shore, which, thank the Lord. And then after that, I kind of just rode the waves back into shore, into my safe area. When I get back, my sister goes, "What were you doing?" And I was like, "You saw me?" She's like, "Yes, I was watching you the whole time." Like, oh Lord, I'm going to go out there and save Ashley. Apparently I was the furthest person from the shore, and she wasn't sure if I was in trouble or I was just loving the water, because she saw me backstroking and kind of probably looking crazy. But she was like, "I kind of thought you were in trouble when I saw you swimming, because who swims in the ocean? Not many people." So after I told my sister what happened, I went to the cabana to like rest. It was like, swimming by itself is tiring, but like swimming for your life, whole different type of tired. So I went to relax in the cabana, and upon some research, I find out that I was caught in a rip current. Rip currents are basically super fast rivers in the ocean that pull you out to sea. So you got the waves coming in, and then you got a rip current that is beelining out into the ocean. And that is how I was able to reach the bottom 1 second, and 3 seconds later the bottom is nowhere in sight, and I'm the furthest out from the shore, unbeknownst to me. Because generally when you're going out in the ocean, you don't like look back, you just go. Apparently rip currents occur frequently by the pier, which I was directly beside, and they're very dangerous, which I now know. It's kind of wild, because I didn't really realize how much danger I actually was in, nor was I really that scared when I found out, because I went back in the water. I just didn't go as deep. Although I feel like they could have had like a sign or something out there. They did have no lifeguard on duty, swim at your own risk, but like, maybe be careful around the pier. It tends to be rip current, like something, girl. Y'all just got us out here looking crazy. So yeah, that's almost died on my birthday trip. The whole trip really would have went left had I not made it out. Other than almost dying in the water, Bimini was like a really good time. And I highly recommend it. Just, you know, be careful in the water. But if you go on a cruise, just know that the boat will rock. You would be surprised about the amount of people that complain about a boat rocking on the cruise. Like, it's a boat. Aaliyah got a whole song about it. What's the confusion? They're always like, yeah, I don't care for the boat rocking. Like, it's a boat. I don't understand. What do you mean? You thought the boat won't go rock? Now, I can get if the water's like super choppy and the boat is all over the place. I can see how that would be upsetting, or you wouldn't like that. But this was just like average ship movement for a cruise. So I'm confused. What did you think the boat was going to do? Not rock? That's nuts. Alright, so I'm going to put some lashes on. Lately, they've been like trying to sabotage my life. I don't know why. But we're going to see. Alright, all we need is some lipstick. Let's see. What are we going to do? I'm thinking, let's do Minted, Pretty, and Pink. And as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you will miss nothing come from the channel. I will see y'all on the next video. Hopefully nothing catastrophic happens between then. Alright, bye.